the shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And no run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Here, look at this Baltimore defense.
They've been pretty solid against the pass, toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
Here's Watson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Well, that was his first target of the game, and it's going to take at least one more target to get him on the board. Took a nice substantial hit to jar that catch loose from him. Incomplete pass.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Now Watson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
Taken from just outside the 30. A 40-yard punt, given 3 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
At their own 34-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 34.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. They'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins.
And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. This pass caught by Hamler.
And in for the Ravens touchdown.
K.J. Hamler.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CV, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
Now it's Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. A give running right is Chubb. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Hey, look at this Baltimore defense.
They've been pretty solid against the pass. Toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Watson now to throw. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 30. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, you got us nothing. You got us nothing.
Throwing again is Watson. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. To throw is Watson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Back to throw, Watson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
this has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Here's Watson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number one seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
The Ravens at 5-4 now on the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here, and it kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll leave them with a second and just a few inches left.
A handoff running left is Dobbins.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the Ravens getting the road victory in that one, so now they'll look to finish off the season sweep here in Baltimore. Right back to Dobbins on first. They'll get this down to the 38.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 38 now, here's a 2nd down and 6.
From the gun, Jackson.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
If they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
Eluding the pressure right.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Second and 10.
Jackson now. This is caught. Touchdown.
Zay Flowers.
A 16-yard touchdown.
And the Ravens are able to widen their advantage.
Tucker now to add the point after. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. And meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the Browns first down.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And he's got his receiver, Cooper. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, Watson.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, it looked like they marched to the end zone as hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To the air yet again, Watson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 21. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Now a play fake, and it's Watson sliding out of the pocket.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they'll get this down to the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Looking to throw. Watson. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Ravens will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle.
At the 16-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 7.
They go play action with Jackson. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
On 3rd down, Jackson.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated.
Touchdown, Browns! Amari Cooper, an 11-yard touchdown.
And the Browns have got it back to within a score.
They haven't fully climbed the mountain, but they've started the ascent here with that score.
I like that, right? I think they've left base camp now, okay? So they've started to move their way up the mountain. Long way to go, but at least they know it's manageable.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game.
Browns 10.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd.
Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right.
Oh, what was he thinking there? It's easily intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Now 2nd and 9.
Here's Watson.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Now it's Watson.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Ravens will take over possession here up at the 44. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Well, looking deep here for Flowers.
And he's got it inside the 10. And in for the Ravens touchdown.
Zay Flowers.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And no run back here for more. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Here's Watson now on second down.
And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Flushed out right.
He's to the 15.
And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Steps away to his left. And he's got it. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left. And
that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
A great play there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Ravens will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the 2nd half.
On the return, Devin Duvernay. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
From the gun, it's Jackson. That is caught. And he will have the Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's not the first time they've looked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on third down to keep this drive alive.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
A give, Dobbins trying the right side to about the 35, second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 6.
Eluding the pressure right. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Ron Thornhill. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Another time now.
After the interception, here's Watson.
That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
And the Ravens are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. A 1st down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Throwing is Jackson.
Right side, it's Hamler pulling it in.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
Here's Jackson to throw.
Open man is Flowers. He's got it. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30.
It's a big play there there for Baltimore. 46 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
We're in Baltimore. 3rd quarter action. 2nd and 10. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option.
And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
3rd and 8.
Jackson now.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Ravens are able to extend their lead.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Watson.
He's going to drop this one down for Chubb.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
Well, still in the 3rd quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard, trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
Hey, no time now.
Watson now to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Elijah Moore.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Browns get a bit closer. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Gold with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18.
Ravens 35, Browns 17.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone.
Sheds off the tackle.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw there complete to Hamlin.
And he's going to be brought down right there after the catch at the 34. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Here's a give to Dobbins running right.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
67 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. That is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense on 3rd down today, they have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Jackson. Flush to his right.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 23. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
He's dropped just inside the 20. A little second effort there, but couldn't find a whole lot of space. And give the tackle to Anthony Walker.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from blocking.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
From 19 yards away.
And the Ravens look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Tucker with the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25.
Browns 17.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And no run back here for Moore. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25.
The Browns drive about to get started.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw, Watson.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Peoples-Jones. It's a gain of 8, and it brings up
3rd and 2.
Hey, you got to snap it.
Watson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Desperation time. Watson on 4th down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline, because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
To the air yet again, Watson. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Patrick Queen.
And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Thompson Robinson.
To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
48-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Here's Thompson Robinson looking to throw it. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. He's to the 15.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
And no run back here for Moore. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now, fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Complete on the quick throw to Moore. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 39. 23 yards the pickup there. Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
Boy, it's the same old song, isn't it? And right now, this one doesn't sound too sweet. They've been thoroughly outclassed so far, and there's another tackle for a loss.
Yeah, that's something that we've said quite a bit in this game. Throwing on second down, Thompson Robinson. He's got the connection to Moore. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 20-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Browns.
Here we go. Here we go.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Ready.
And Thompson Robinson to throw. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They go with Chubb on second down, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Ready.
On first down, Thompson Robinson. That is caught left side by Bryant. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. Chubb. will score. Touchdown, Cleveland. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Gold able to tack on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports